Number 8. 45 to 48, 52 to 31. What do these numbers represent? About to find out. Jerry Sandusky found guilty of 45 of 48 abuse charges. This was a coach who assisted for the undefeated Nittany Lions. A lot of people were cheering alongside them, but while they were cheering alongside, they may not have realized that this coach for 32 years was molesting young boys and using the football as a way to get to these young kids. This is a fact check. It's a fact list, and CNN talks about all the years, and I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to read a couple posts that stick out. The first lawsuit in the scandal was filed on behalf of a person listed in the complaint as John Doe, who said he was 10 years old when he met Sandusky through the Second Mile charity. By the way, this Second Mile charity in 1990 was called a shining example of charity work by the President of the United States. So this intoxication goes from the bottom to the top. It's time for us to awaken. His attorney says Sandusky sexually abused the victim over 100 times. Anytime something's done over 100 times, that means at least 80 to 90 times it's been overlooked. Let's keep reading. 2012, plaintiff John Doe, a 21-year-old male, files a lawsuit against Sandusky, Penn State, the Second Mile, Spanier, Curley, and Schultz. Doe alleges that he would not have been assaulted by Sandusky if officials who were aware he was molesting boys had not covered up his misconduct. Do you think God was a fan those years? How about the Christian universities? Do you think he's a football fan? 52 to 31, you may remember that. Baylor investigation uncovers 52 acts of rape by no less than 31 football players. Baylor football players raped women as a bonding experience, the lawsuit alleges. And again, same thing, people overlooking it because football is so important. Let's read a little bit of this quote. Baylor, a private institution based in Waco, is the world's largest Baptist university. The previously struggling football team enjoyed great on-field success under the former coach Art Briles starting in 2010 that brought significant financial gain to the university and saw players become stars on campus. Press pause. Remember, commandment number 10, ill-gotten gain. If this Christian university understood that principle, they would have never gone down this path where young girls had their purity and their innocence stolen from them. So we need to pay attention to the scriptures. It affects more than just us. It's not just a game. This is real life. The lawsuit claims this led to a culture of impunity and that the team's practices helped create a culture of sexual violence. Shame on them. Citing a hostess program in which women showed potential football recruits around campus with an implied promise of sex that often became the reality. It alleges that the football department routinely and deliberately failed to discipline players implicated in reports of sexual assaults. Shame on them again. Improperly discredited complaints. Shame on them. Had its own internal disciplinary system. Shame on them. That treated players differently from other students and kept allegations in-house. You think God's a fan? His judgment is pending on these people who are claiming Christ, overlooking this stuff, while the innocent are crying out for justice. Repentance on this, you know what it looks like? Justice. Men standing up for justice, not hiding under a football game, not hiding behind their positions. It's time to turn and be a voice for the voiceless.